and then another column. And then our tens column and our ones column. Remember, just like if we were adding here, we started our right, okay, and we go left. So we want to start with our ones and add those first, because if we start with our tens, what's going to happen? If I have 8 plus 7 in my ones, 7 and 8, and I have in my tens 4 and 6, okay, I have to start here to add over to this one if I have any extras. If I have 4 and 5 over here, I don't have to worry about it, but I need to make sure that my numbers here are going to be able to be transferred over here. Hold on, push boards down, please. Correct. Did you set up your columns? Like we did? Okay, how many tens did we have here? Did we have 40 tens? Or do we have, in this first number, okay, we're going to walk through real quick again. Alright. Okay. We're going to walk through this one together. If you're done, awesome. If you're not, eyes right up here. And walk through this with me. Okay? Is everybody set up at least this far? You have 47 plus 68, you have a column of tens, you have a column of ones. Is everybody there? Okay? Now, we are going to add these by separating them and putting them in different columns. We're going to separate them first. What is our 10 in our first number? How many tens do we have? 4, right? 4 in our first one. We don't have 40 tens. Our number would be 40, but we don't have 40 tens. We only have 4. Okay? How many tens do we have in our second number over here? 6. Okay? You can either do it that way, or you can say 4 tens, then you have 7 ones here. So how many ones do we have in our first number? How many ones did we have here? We already did our tens. How many ones? Colton? 7. Right? There's 7 ones there. How many ones do we have in our second problem? 8. Okay. Now we are going to do, now that we've set up and we've separated our ones and our tens, we have to add these up. Lily, do we have this written down? Our ones. You have your ones written in there and your tens? Put your 1, your tens, your 4, and your 6 in here, your second part. Because we're taking our first 10 of 4, putting it here, second 10 of 6, and putting it here. And we're taking our first 1, 7, putting it there, second 1 of 8, putting it there. Okay? Now, we have to add these. Alright? What is 8 plus 7? Colton? 15. So our 5 comes here. Our 1 transfers over here, right, to our tens. Put it up here again, sorry. What's 6 plus 4, Lily? 10 plus our extra 1. How much do we have now? 11. Okay. What's our answer? 115. Right? Okay, so that's column addition. Again, it's not something that you have to do. You do not have to do it this way. If we don't ask you to do it, if we don't say, hey, you got this homework sheet, or you got this worksheet they were working on, or we're going to play this game and I want to see that you can put it down this way, you don't have to. But this is a way that we wanted to show you. Pull out my 3 and my 5. I pulled this out. So my number is, sorry, do it this way. Sorry, do it this way. I need my blank there. 335. Okay? So that's my first one. 335. That would be this one. 335. plus, and then you're gonna pull out another one. We have to be kinda quick about this, okay? So write them down. Then I would do this and pull out another one, and it would be 602, 4, 6, 7, 673. Okay, that would be my next one, 673. Now, how many hundreds do I have in my first one? In my first number of 335, 335, how many hundreds do I have, Lily? 300. How many hundreds? Remember, 3. We're not gonna put in 300, we're gonna put in how many hundreds we have. Okay, so that one's good. How many hundreds do I have in my second one? Addie? 673, how many hundreds? 6. Alright. Now, how many tens do I have in my first one, Lauren? How many tens? 335. How many tens do I have? 3. Okay, yep, we have to get in the mode of understanding the difference of saying those. How many tens do I have in my second one, Kate? 7. How many ones do I have, Mari, in my first one? 5. How many ones do I have in my second one, Quinn? 673. How many do I have? 3. Alright, now we have to add this up. Okay, so 335 plus 673 equals, we don't know yet, we're about to find out. What's 5 plus 3? 8. 3 plus 7? 10, so my 0 is here. My 1 comes up here. 6 plus 3 is what? 9 plus 1? 10. So what's my new number? 1008. 1008. Okay? So that is what you're going to build. 634. 634. No, 134 and 616. 616. Okay. If you are done, if you're done, pin them down, hands on your head.
I have a cold.
Okay. I want you to show your shoulder partner, explain to them exactly what you did. I had this number first, like John done. Let me show you. This is called a fishbowl. Everybody eyes on me and Colton. It's called a fishbowl. Eyes on Colton and I. Okay? My number is 972 plus 411. So my hundreds were the 9 and then the 4. My tens were 7 and 1. My ones were 2 and 1. I added 2 plus 1 was 3. That's my ones. My tens were 7 and 1. That's 8. Then my hundreds was 9 plus 4, which equaled 13. My total was 1,383. See how I explained that? Explain what your numbers were, explain how you separated them, explain how you added them back up to get your total. Cool? John, you and Lily, you can work with Nick. Yes. I understand. Do you work with, John, to get you one number? It's 5 and 5. Yep. If we do this, you did an awesome setting up. You did a great job. You have 1, 3, 2. That's great. You have 2, 7, 4. Here's the thing. 4 plus 2 is what? 4 plus 2. 6. What is 7 or 3 plus 7 or 7 plus 3? 10. Then we have, so our 0 would go here, right? And then we would move our 1 over here. Okay? So you did, here you go, fix that. You did awesome. You set it up just how we wanted. The other thing was you just have to make sure we get on the map. So then, yep, awesome. Did you both get it correct? Once you make up two new numbers for each other. Make up 2 new numbers for each other and then pass them. Got it? Awesome. Cool. Is that, hey, it's making sense? Don't make up 2 new numbers for each other. If you'd like to make up. If it's within 4 letters, like me, Dave, is me? If you and your partner agree that you were correct, I want you to erase your words and set up another problem. If you would like to challenge yourself a little more, you can add the 1,000.
Oh, this thing's actually on.
If you and your partner agreed, you looked at each other's and you agreed you got it correct, you said, oh, this is great, awesome, you're good, then erase and set each other up a new problem with 2 numbers. Make up your own 2 numbers and give them your board. Make it really hard. Give them the millions. Give them the millions. Infinity plus infinity.
Okay, you got 250. That'd be like so years. Double infinity. 500. I got 125.
Alright, you have 2 minutes. 2 minutes. The nice thing is he gave you a round, even number of 1,000. So then all you do is add 890, right? Are you understanding? Are you understanding?
What you did at first, you were just 2,000.
Okay, that's all right. Yeah. Hi, my name is Josh Griffiths. This is my 3rd video for my 3rd lesson involving student engagement. Involving student engagement in the lesson that I prepared was expanded trade subtraction. Doing that, I really wanted to make sure that at the beginning of my lesson that I first off showed the students what it was that we would be doing, explaining to them the different ways that would be working out our problem to get to the subtraction. In that, engaging my students was one of the biggest things that I found was trying to plan in order to reach some of the students who are going to struggle with
the lesson that we're going through, trying to engage them, trying to make sure that they are paying attention. Even if I call on them and they can't give me the right answer, encouraging them in that, saying, okay, well, how can we work through that even farther? What was the part that you're at that you didn't understand, or what was the part that didn't make sense to you? Where is it that you're at in this problem? And after explaining it, my hope would be that they would understand exactly what we're looking to do. But that is not always the case, and it's always interesting when you bring in some of the students who are, I would say, lower students, and trying to engage them a little farther to get them focused in all the time, the whole time. If I took the time to make sure that I called on them and engaged them in our process of getting things sorted out, I was hoping that that would engage them throughout the lesson. In that, it went really well to engage the students, and based off of the preparation and the initial subtraction problem that I showed and the way that we expanded and traded, my hope was that they would in turn understand it right away, be able to break down, take away the hundreds, the tens, and the ones. And that was a big thing that I worked to try to help them understand. In that, it went really well. Some of the students, obviously, not just reaching out to the lower students, the middle, and the high, all of the students and all, but I couldn't call on all of them. So trying to vary my questions and vary the students that I called upon was a big thing that I wanted to do. Then throughout the lesson, trying to continue to do that, trying to work my way throughout the students and check with each one, seeing how they were doing, seeing what they were struggling with, what was the issues they may be having, or how were they doing. If they were doing great, awesome. Hey, well, why don't you challenge yourself a little farther and engaging them that way as well. If a student understood, that's awesome. Continue to challenge yourself even farther. Add the thousands place into that. Add numbers that are in the thousands place. I think adding in any challenges to that would be that really you're going to, if you haven't explained it well, you're going to have challenges no matter what. But again, going back to the lower students, they seem to just have the challenges of understanding. If I explain it, they're going to struggle right away with still understanding what's going on. So that would be the challenge of getting them engaged without trying to spend too much time or more time than what is necessary to engage them and to get them involved. With that, just trying to make sure that I spent the time necessary to engage each student, the low, the middle, and the high students. And so that's always the struggle, is trying to engage each student and trying to find, okay, I know that this student is going to get it, or really quickly finding out, is this student understanding it or are they not? That would be a big thing that was the whole time through the lesson and through the activities, trying to find that they understood it or they didn't, and how I can't spend the whole lesson trying to help one student who may not understand it, but trying to work through it quickly and with the right amount of time management to get through to them what it is, and even engaging them in a way to help them hopefully understand a little deeper than what they did before. I would say, in just changing any approach, always trying to make sure if the nice thing is we've set our students up in a way that they are sitting next to a high student if they're a lower student or a middle student, so that student can hopefully help them and explain some of it. So that's a big thing, just maybe changing the way that I would interact, again, taking a little more time, even with the higher students, and just making sure that they're understanding things, that they're gaining and grasping a hold of some of the processes that we're working through, not just focusing on the low kids that may need a little extra help. Thank you.